Hey everybody, it's Jared here at Big Pine Sports. You guys know this rock from the YXZ and the XX video. We're up here in the mountains of Utah, up Dry Creek, and we've been out punishing this bad boy, and we're going to do a little bit of feedback like we've done on the YXZ and the XX up at this very spot. This trail is very rocky, from little small boulders up to big stuff. We really got to go slow and creep and crawl over, and I'll tell you what, we're going to give you some things we like and things we don't like about the new KRX 1000. We've had it now about a month and a half and had some good time in it. And we've got some good feedback for you. First of all, I absolutely love the slow speed rock crawling, mountain riding in this machine. The suspension on this is so plush. This machine's going to be very, very hard to beat for you guys that do a lot of this type of terrain. You can see the boulders, and in the other videos you'll be able to get a good idea of what we've been dealing with. But from your 2 to 3 mile an hour up to your 10 plus mile an hour, the suspension on this thing is so plush. You're gonna love it. Another thing that I absolutely love about the KRX 1000 with the time that we've spent on it, the power steering. The power steering, you guys, is 2-finger, flawless butter operation there. Very easy to maneuver, and the turning radius to boot makes it really unstoppable when it comes to weaving in and out of the tight terrain or picking your boulder line here out as we're doing some rock crawling. Downhill engine braking, you guys know, you've heard it time and time again from everybody else, from pretty much every video. The downhill engine braking in this thing is absolutely flawless. And what don't we like? Well, we got into some snow, we got into some mud, and if you guys are going to be doing a lot of riding in the snow, the mud, the muck, you're going to want the fender flare extensions. We did get some mud flipped up back inside the cab. Even at the slow speeds, it was clinging onto those tires, flinging up inside the cab. So if you're going to be doing a lot of muddy, nasty terrain, I'd highly recommend doing the fender flare extensions on there. They do look good, but one of those things for the stock machine, if you're going to be in that type of environment, you're definitely going to want to update too. As far as anything else I don't like about the machine, I don't know. I mean, the suspension is so quiet. As we're weaving in and out of the boulder fields, the suspension, you don't hear it creaking. It's not clanking back and forth. Super impressed with the whole suspension side of the KRX. I don't know. I'm struggling to come up with anything I don't like about the machine. It's been a great time out here in Utah. We're going to get it out in some other types of terrain, hopefully getting to Moab soon. But I'd love to hear your feedback. What don't you like about the KRX? Haven't been to the sand dunes in it yet. I know everybody's talking about the weight of the machine and the lack of power. And yeah, that's going to be a negative out at the sand dunes if you're trying to race your buddies up the hill. Can you have a good time out at the dunes? Absolutely you can. But there's a lot of other higher horsepower machines out there. But I'll tell you what, they're not going to ride like this in the mountain terrains, the boulder fields, Moab, Sand Hollow. But for you guys back east that do a lot of the mud terrain, or hunters and things like that, again, I think that number one weakness that I can pick out from the ride today is the mud inside the cab. You can see there's not a ton of mud on the vehicle. There's been, on the tires there, you can see we did get into some fairly deep mud, but as we began to drive, it was more the mud that was clinged up onto the tires that we were having the hard time keeping that outside the cab, so we'd have to lower our speed to keep it from outside the cab. We've got a lot more information to come on the KRX. You guys stay tuned. Check us out on the web at bigpinesports.com. Give us a call, 435-427-3338. Be sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Click that little bell so you can follow the updates. We got a lot more information to come. You guys stay tuned.